India's biggest ever IPO falls at its debut, and Iraq avoids China oil deals. You're watching the Daily Brief with Forbes. I'm Ramia Faraj. India's biggest ever IPO, state-owned insurance giant LIC, fell 7% from its flotation price of $12.20 when it made its market debut today. The long-awaited IPO has been delayed since March due to market volatility. The IPO is a crucial step in Prime Minister Narendra Modi's drive to monetize and modernize state-run companies and plug an estimated $213.5 billion fiscal deficit. Iraq's oil ministry thwarted 3 deals last year that would have handed Chinese firms more control over its oil fields and lead to an exodus of international oil majors that Baghdad wants to invest in its economy. Iraqi oil officials say they stopped Russia's Lukoil and the US's ExxonMobil from selling stakes in major fields to Chinese firms. China is Iraq's top investor, and Baghdad received $10.5 billion in financing for infrastructure projects, including a power plant and an airport. Remittances from Egyptians working abroad grew 12.8% year-on-year to about $3.3 billion in March. The central bank says remittance flows to Egypt grew by 6.4% in 2021 to reach $31.5 billion, up from $29.6 billion in 2020. Meanwhile, Egypt's net foreign assets dropped by $9.3 billion in March, the sharpest decline since the pandemic broke out in February 2020. Dubai-based Gulf Islamic Investments has sealed a deal to buy a 51% stake in Saudi Arabia's Al Maswak Dental Clinics, a provider of dental and dermatology care, for $530 million. GII bought the majority stake from Saudi-based private equity firm Jadwa Investment. It aims to list Al Maswak on the Saudi Stock Exchange within the next 2 to 3 years. Al Maswak operates more than 80 centers across 20 cities in Saudi. China's Tencent Music Entertainment posted a 15% slump in Q1 revenue, matching expectations, but it saw its shares join a sector-wide surge as hopes grow for the loosening of regulatory curbs on China's tech giants. As part of a broad clampdown on China's internet firms that began last year, regulators stripped Tencent Music of its exclusive contracts with big music labels. Its shares gained 3.4% as Chinese media reported that officials plan to discuss how to promote the digital economy. Twitter has lost all of its gains since Elon Musk announced his acquisition of 9.2% on April 4th. The stock dropped 8.18% to close the last session at $37.39 per share. The closing price is 31% less than the $54.20 per share that Musk offered to take the social media platform private on April 14th. Twitter's market value now stands at $28.6 billion, significantly below Musk's buyout bid of $44 billion. And that brings us to today's Forbes RealTime Billionaires ranking, where our biggest loser today is Musk, down $10.9 billion with net wealth of $221.5 billion. Our second biggest loser today is Oracle's Larry Ellison, down $2.3 billion with net wealth of $96.3 billion. And our third place loser is Jeff Bezos, down $2.2 billion with net wealth of $136.6 billion. Check out our website and our social media for all of the latest Billionaires news. And staying with Bezos, the White House has lashed out at the Amazon founder after he criticized the Biden administration's fiscal and economic policies, which encourage raising taxes on wealthy corporations to fight inflation. In recent days, Bezos criticized Biden in several posts on Twitter. The White House said it doesn't require a huge leap to figure out why one of the wealthiest individuals on earth opposes an economic agenda for the middle class. I'm Ramia Faraj. This is the Daily Brief. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.